Oi, echte. So, geh weiter, bitte.
Schlinge.
Ja, wirklich erst.
Rainbow Warrior.
Hello, Peter. 1 week has passed and we see us again. Nice to meet you.
I am in. So fast the week floats away.
It's like 5 minutes.
I see.
Unbelievable.
But you look the same. You're not.
Yeah, you too. Maybe a week older, but you can't see it. But you look very Asiatic today with your dress. Like, huh?
Yes, because I have a very special question.
About Confucius.
Yes, a Confucius question.
Confucius.
Confuse
us. Yeah, okay. Confuse us.
A Confucianian question.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Shoot.
Don't get me confused.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned last week, I want to ask you, what is the cause or the real advantage of thumb ring shooting? That's why I wear my Chinese
now you get it. Okay.
combat dress.
Simply for me, I mean, my history, when I was 15, I learned 3-finger shooting, and I don't know how long it is ago now, 15 years or something. I saw videos of Stephen Selby. He wrote this book, Chinese Archery, and I saw a YouTube video of him. First of all, he had a bow, like the Manchurian bow, like with these big sears, and I was like, this is for me how a bow should look like. And then I saw him shooting with the thumb. And I was like, wait. I paused the video, grabbed my bow, ran out, and was like, bam, 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 and shot. And I was like, yes, that feels for me way more organic. You know, I come from Tai Chi, from this Chinese martial arts. And then you have this motions here are completely way more natural and fluid than standing like this. And I was like, yes, makes fully sense. For me, first of all, physically. And then second of all, of course, when you reload, you don't have to bring the arrow around the bow on the left side or fiddle it through between string and bow. You simply put it on the right side and you can shoot directly. So you can shoot faster and you can draw longer. So when you see some bows are drawn 34, 36 inches, even the Koreans draw 31, 32 inches with the long, so you don't have your anchor here, you can draw simply more. And even if you would have, like me, this is my anchor point when I shoot 3-finger, I only switch to thumb, have the same anchor point, but have this more draw. You see that? From here. Yes. Yeah, so I draw directly more, you have more draw, you get the benefit of these bows, of these Asian bows. Of course, Western bows or European bows are not made for this. Yeah. But Asiatic bows are in general at least 30, 32, Turkish bows, 30 inches. And then Tatar bows, 32 inches. And then it goes further with all this Chinese different dynasty, Han, Tang dynasty, 32, 34, up to 36 inches draw length. And it's hard to achieve with 3-finger draw.
I understand. But what the advantage is, I couldn't find out. You like it, and you yes. And for shooting these Asian bows, because they are built for a longer draw,
you are faster. You can shoot. Your shooting sequence can be faster because you bring the arrow only on the right side and shoot. Bam, 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 bam. You don't have to put from there to there, knock, shoot. You save motions, and when you save motions, you save time.
But how many arrows can you carry? How many arrows can you shoot this way? I can shoot 30 arrows this way with my back quiver, and this is no problem. But you can't carry 30 arrows with your style of shooting, no?
Of course, I can. For example, I can have a side quiver. I have my 30 arrows. I grab a handful.
But then you're not faster.
We need to test it once. I do 30 arrows in the side quiver, and you get 30 arrows on your back quiver, and then we shoot. Then we see who is faster. Because I don't take only one arrow. I take a handful of arrows and can load them out of the hand.
Like
Then when
Lars
this hand is
Andersen, I
empty,
see,
then I
yes.
grab them again, and then I can reload again. So even the
Yes.
Ottomans had always 2 arrows here in their fingers. They always grab 3 arrows, shoot 1, 2, 3, and then grab the next one, 1, 2, 3. So you have a higher shooting cycle, so you can shoot faster, more rapidly.
Yes. If fast shooting is the goal. Yes.
It's always the 3 goals: powerful, accurate, and rapid or fast.
But I can't, in my feeling or my imagination, I think you can draw heavier bows with 3 fingers than with the thumb.
It's a matter of practice. Of course, you have the weight on 3 fingers. When you have a long bow, it might be fine. But there is this one Chinese guy, Jack Fang. He has these heavy Chinese bows with 150 pounds, and he draws them with the thumb. So it's a simple matter of practice. Like with war bows in general, you need to practice. And when you see the English longbowmen, they started at the age of 8 or something to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, and had their disformed shoulders and whatever because of heavy draw weights. Don't know. The thing is, I believe that, let's say, with a 70-pound reflex bow, I get the same performance like with a 100-pound longbow or something. A 70-pound longbow will not perform the same as a recurve bow, a reflex bow.
When 70 pounds are 70 pounds, no matter which bow it is. No, of course, if you have a very bad built longbow and a very good build, look, a good longbow makes the same performance with long limbs as a good Asian bow makes with short limbs, because some recurving built in. So you have a longer working straight limb.
Yeah, but you have more mass. You have more mass. The efficiency of a longbow, I guess, is not that high as the efficiency.
No.
You think so?
Think about the chew bow. You know, a classic English chew bow. You don't have more mass than in a composite bow. Surely not, because you have, this sinew and who knows what stuff, frog glue or something like that. And an English longbow is just made of one piece of wood, no glue, no nothing. So the physical weight, I think, if you take 10 centimeter section from an English longbow and the 10 centimeter section of a Asian composite bow, I think they will be quite the same. If not, the English longbow is comparable.
Then there is this thing with the string angle. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but I spoke with many bow builders, and they always said when they build their recurve bows, that in preferred max draw length, when the string comes up from the recurve, this angle should be 60 degrees. That's the best for performing. So of course, if you have now a very long bow, you might get the 60-degree angle, but mostly they have a little more. And then you lose already efficiency. And when you have now a recurve, this recurve bends back, and then you get first the 60 degrees, and then you get this more snappy. I don't know exactly, but I think so.
Maybe, but I think with longbows, it's important that the longbow is not too long compared to your draw length. Of course, if I'm drawing 27 inches and the bow is 70 inches long, so I don't stress the limb enough to get the best performance out of it. So 64 or 60, most of I draw about 26 to 27 inches. So most of my bows are 66 inches. So you stress the limbs enough. If I have a 70 or 72 inch bow, of course, you don't get the bow to the limit.
But it would be the same like when you see this bow. This is a Manchurian style bow. It draws 36 inches. If I would draw this now only 27, 28 inches, I would never get the power out of it that this bow has.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Of
understand.
course, I
Yes.
understand. Hmm.
So
Yeah, I need to do another comparison then about the longbow. But a good longbow, I get now a good longbow. I forgot now his name, Lee, something Lee from the UK. He builds nice longbows, even Howard Hill style longbows.
I know. Yes.
He builds me one because he said,
Harris. Not his
no,
name is
Lee Anchors,
Harris.
Anchors, Lee
Only
Anchors.
Anchors. Okay, I heard
And he
about
said
this.
his longbows are very fast, and he wants to send me one because obviously longbows are slow. I never said that, but this is this myth that longbows are very slow.
A glassed longbow with fiberglass.
I don't know which one he builds. I don't know. I see when I get it. I don't know what exactly he's building, but I think it's a laminated, with something.
There are many misconceptions about modern longbows because I always call them shy recurve bows because the trend goes to a heavy handle and a big handle section. And the real advantage of a longbow, in my opinion, is like the English longbow, only the handle don't bend, or sometimes back then even the handle bend.
And the rest needs to bend that you get the maximum out of it. Yeah, of course.
Yes, and that's why I prefer the Howard Hill longbows because they have a very short handle,
and then a small
all
transition.
The rest is leverage, is lever, is limb, and only bamboo. I just use bamboo hill style longbows because it's the fastest and lightest material.
Okay.
If you this at a time they said, oh, this American longbows, they have a lot of hand shock and so on. But this only happened with bows. They were made of, this action wood, this glued wood. This was, I think, maple wood glued. And so this is a very heavy limb. And so they had a hand shock and so on. And you add a background string and you get a real this.
What string do you use? What string do you use?
I'm not the expert because now there are so many different, brands. But I use the very the less stretching, fast flat kind types on all of my bows because I don't need the energy in the string wobbling. I need the energy
to have it on the limb, of course, and in the arrow then. And what is then for your Howard Hill longbows the minimum weight of an arrow in grain per pound?
I don't know. I used the heaviest I can get. So I never have this problem. I use.
You don't have too lightweight arrows.
Yes.
Or
that is the strength of an English longbow and also Howard Hill style longbow. They shoot best when you use really heavy arrows. That's what they are made for.
Okay.
And but it's also interesting. You don't have a lot of problem with spines. You can shoot a very underspined arrow, and then you have a range about 20 pounds. You can try what you like best, and the bow will shoot it out straight. That's fine. That's a fine thing. And you don't have to do a lot of tuning and so on. It's very simple.
That's nice. Yeah, I said I never shot a Howard Hill bow, so one day I will. Then no.
You will get addicted and you will put your Asian stuff away.
You think so? I sell all of them. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I only have then one Howard Hill bow.
Just collecting Howard Hill bows.
Okay. Did you ever shoot a John Schultz bow?
I have one.
You have one. My brother had one, an original one, and then the son of John Schultz was asking, "Listen, can I buy it back? I want to buy it back." And brother said, "No." He didn't say.
I had two.
Huh?
And just a moment.
Okay. We have time. Don't worry. Popcorn is ready. Get your popcorn, guys. Oh, takedown. Look at this. A one-time takedown.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have
this bow had 70 pounds and it's, look at this end.
Yeah, they are very narrow, very thin.
That's a pencil.
Yeah, I see.
And had a lot of backside, but you know who broke it? I gave it to a well-known Austrian archery pioneer who made Olympic bows and long bows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if he can reproduce a bow
Mm-hmm.
like this,
Mm-hmm.
of course. And he had a kind of workshop in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
And he lied to me. He said he's making these bows,
Mm-hmm.
but in fact, an Hungarian, I don't like to call him bower,
Mm-hmm.
made his bows.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how he broke it?
Mm.
Because this bow had a lot of backset. He
Mm-hmm.
strung it the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
String it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Uh-oh.
this is it was a Formula One bow. But I have another one, but it's very heavy, 74 pounds
Ooh,
at
okay. Yeah, okay.
26 inches draw.
Mm-hmm.
But John Schultz was a real master.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Now I refurbished a very old from the 1980s, made by Cherry Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So he's about a backset like this. It's
Mm-hmm.
about 5 centimeters backset,
Mm-hmm.
and it's made all bamboo. Also, the
Mm-hmm.
grip is bamboo, just there's some walnut.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice bow. Very nice bow. I love to refurbish old bows and
Mm-hmm.
put them back to life.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Nice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So your brother had a John Schultz, you said?
Yes. He started a while after me then with archery. He was even in close to Regensburg where we were living then in an archery club, and he went there, and then his wife shot too, and then it was fun. And even his daughter, I think she started then and was quite good.
And where's the bow?
I don't know. He most probably still have it. I don't know. I don't have contact to them anymore.
Okay, that's bad. So you could have this bow maybe. Yes, but mostly I shoot with Howard Hill archery bows made by Greek Akin.
Okay.
That's such a great company. If you order a custom bow, you can choose everything, the limb material, the riser material, your draw length, your everything, color of glass. And it's finished in 6 weeks. You get it in 6 weeks. Our German and Austrian bow makers, these artists, you have to wait for 2 years because there's not the right moon for this wood and something like that. To them, every bow is a work of art. And in the USA, every bow is a tool.
It's a tool, exactly.
A working tool. And that's my opinion too.
True.
And I think they are at Howard Hill Archery, they cost about $650.
Fine.
So that's for a custom bow.
Yeah, fine.
Custom, not serial bow.
Nice.
Cool. Maybe you get one.
No, one day. Maybe I can convince my patrons that they vote next time. Then I can get one.
then I give you a back quiver. You see, you will get a perfect human. A new human and a new person.
Newborn.
Your back will go straight and
I understand. Yeah, I see that coming, and I'm not really, but yeah.
We change. I put on the thumb ring and I shoot with my Korean bow.
Yeah, it's
switch to.
Might only need a bit instructions on how to shoot properly with thumb ring, and then you might love it, and you would put all your longbows away and get a proper, Asiatic bow. You never know. And then you can leave directly your dress on, what you have today. So that's
fine, great.
It's good. You get a bow matching colors, nice with a little longer draw. Then you stand there, and once you draw 32 inches and let the arrow go, and you do this, what I call katra, this follow through with the hand.
Don't talk about katra. I had big discussions about that when I was in Korea with Murat Özveri.
Yeah,
big discussions.
Yeah,
because in my opinion, the bow should give the power to the arrow.
Yes.
Not you with some.
No, you only make it lighter for the arrow. You make it easier for the arrow.
Oh, yeah.
You get. No, this is the thing.
Your arrows.
No, it's when you stand in full draw and stop drawing, then you lose then the arrow needs to build up from zero. when the arrow is already moving while you let go, it moves, you get more out of it. And it's, I mean, I did many tests, and you see, even with a slight bit of katra, you get at least 5 to 10 foot per second. You need to do it properly. You get more speed out of it, and more speed means more reach, or a heavier arrow in the same reach. So that's why, and it's almost all Asian, and even in Chinese, only one was saying, you don't do katra, you don't move your hand when you let go. So, but it's one. All the others, or even the Koreans, have the torque technique. You know, they.
I know.
So
I know. But all you tell me here, I can also get with 5 pounds more draw weight. No.
If you manage to draw more, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But when my limit is, let's say, 60 pounds, I can't draw more. And with katra, you have the spine. You just mentioned it. Then the spine of the arrow is not such a big problem, because you don't have the problem with the archer's paradox when you get the bow out of the way.
My argument was, I believe you can add some speed to the arrow with this katra technique. I believe it. But I can also add speed with 5 pounds more. That's also true.
Of course.
But the big disadvantage, in my opinion, is if you're not a very well-trained archer, if you're not shooting a lot, this katra is a source of big mistakes. Of big trouble. If you don't make it exactly timed and proper, you do more damage than you will get.
Yes, that's true.
So I stay with the 5 pounds more. It's for the thumb archer, for the thumb archer, not for the thumb, for the thumb.
Thumb archer.
I just take 5 pounds more and I get more speed, like with the katra. Yeah, but it's a nice, if one likes to toy around with archery, it's a nice thing, this katra stuff.
It's nice. I mean, it's of course not for a war bow. You have to see, I mean, it is, maybe you do it naturally when you draw a heavy bow and you let go, then your left hand goes out of the way when you let go, because you have your back tension. Then it might have kind of the same effect. But even when, you know, I do this string twist a little and a little katra, and of course, this is only for toy bows with 40, 50 pounds, and not for real bows, which have 150 pounds or 200 or whatever.
I back tension is a good talking point. If you think about it, if you draw an arrow from here to here, okay, 28 inches or anyway, and you release the arrow, you have 50 pounds. The 50 pounds propel launched arrow. Okay, so what for? I need back tension. What does
back tension? You draw with your back muscles. You don't draw with your arm. You draw with your back.
Of course.
And then, of course, in full draw, you need to keep the tension that you don't collapse. So when you don't keep up the pull,
yes, that's proper shoot.
Draw,
yes.
That's why back tension is maybe the wrong terminology.
No.
Have this. You need to get your shoulder blades together, and then you have this, structure, or however you want to call it.
Of course. But I think this back tension thing, you can shoot without the proper back tension, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
how do you draw?
They always talk about back, and I think it's from Olympic style, because they shoot very far with very light bows, and so they stretch through and so on. But if you draw from here to here and release, you got your 50 pounds or whatever. You get it without thinking about back tension. But I made the mistake. My bow arm, my draw arm sometimes don't get far back enough. That's a mistake I make, for example. That would be cured with back tension.
Yeah. I mean, back tension is maybe the wrong terminology. It's simply, first of all, what means for me that you use your back muscles, because you have many, they simply pull with the arm, and you see them when they release, then the hand goes sideways. I said, listen, you still work with your arm. not with your back
Yep.
muscles. And when they don't
Yep.
know how to, I tell them, listen, don't think about that you need to bring the hand to your face, because when you want to control your hand, which muscle is working? This one. Think about your elbow. You bring the elbow back. When you bring the elbow back, which
Yes.
muscle is working? This one. And then
Yes.
simply I bring my elbow back, not I bring my hand here, because then here.
Yeah.
I bring
Yeah.
my elbow back, and then back tension. And this
Right.
muscle is
Right.
relatively relaxed, and then back tension. Yeah. Back
Yes.
muscle.
And
Back muscle
if you think
engagement.
about, yes, you can shoot the proper without, you say the right thing. The only idea is to put this elbow in line with the arrow.
Exactly.
And so you will hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What back tension prevents is a creepy release,
Yes.
a
Exactly.
creeping release.
Mhm.
Because when you're back here, it's like an
Yeah.
explosion. But if you
Yeah.
make like that, of
Yes.
course, that will give no
Yes.
power to the arrow.
Maybe we took too many of these labels from the Olympic archers. We need to create our own.
I think also the perpendicular bow. It's only from Olympic sight archery.
But the bow is completely, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they shoot the
It's
center
very
shot bow. Because they shoot the center
What?
shot. Because they shoot the center shot bow. There the arrow goes
No.
straight to the center.
Yes,
What do you
nowadays, but they also did it with they shoot the same distances, the York round and this Olympic distances with English longbows. So they were not center shot, but they hold it perpendicular.
Okay.
Because they aimed. They had very early sights. You ever see this? On an English longbow, they had sights, pins, and so they had to hold it.
Okay, there. And of course, you need to hold it, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, but it's of course very unnatural.
Yes, it's not instinctive, intuitive, and whatever.
And I always explain it to my clients like that. If you put the arrow on this side, the arrow points to the left. But if you can't the bow, the arrow points.
Exactly. You get out of every bow a center shot bow. You only need to tilt the bow. Exactly.
Yes. And you see the target.
Yeah, exactly. You have a target picture. Yes. It's a beneficial thing to have. Yeah. See, we agree on something.
Yes.
Huh? Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. You know how funny this was with this old English longbows, York round shooting, and so they had a side pin who pointed downward, and they aimed for the neighbor's target, for the next target, because they had their hand and the bow in front of their own target when they're shooting far distances. So the pin was on the neighbor's target because it's very interesting.
Yeah. Then imagine these targets are further away, then it doesn't work.
They just
okay. But if you need a sight, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. They shoot bow and arrow too. It's fine.
But if you think they shot the same distances, this 90 meters and so on with these old English longbows, they were great archers. They were great archers.
Yeah, but only on this distance. Let the distance change a little, and I had so many coming. Yeah, look, I come from the Archery Association. I know how to shoot. And then I stand there and said, yeah, what's the distance to your target? I said, does it matter? Yeah, I need to know because I need to adjust everything. I said, this is 18 meters. Oh, I don't know. We only have 20 and 30. I don't know. And he freaked out. Said, listen, please, shall I show you quickly?
When I back then in the days when I was a lot on 3D shoots, tournaments and so on, and we had in the group in front of us, the group walking
before
before our group, and there were some compound bow shooters or some sophisticated shooters. We always had a kind of small little black screws in our pockets. So when they walked away, hey guys,
we found a screw.
It's a screw. We found a screw. This is from your bow. Oh, they were fit. They were done. They couldn't shoot anymore. It's a bad joke, of course.
It's really bad. Yeah. But on the other side, when I was in Sylt, there was a guy coming with his compound bow. Alone the sight was 700 euros. And the whole setup was, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 euros. And then he came And I started shooting in the meantime. And after half an hour, he was still not done setting up his bow. And then after 45 minutes, he wasn't ready. Then he needed to adjust the sight. So it took him almost 1 hour to set everything up. Said, so I'm now done with shooting. So you want to shoot? You want to shoot? Said, yeah, okay, let me shoot. And then I shot on 30 meters, a group, 10 arrows like this. I would never be capable, most probably traditional. Oh, wow, what a nice group. Said, yes, but it's boring because everybody can do it. You don't say you don't need skills, but you don't need that much skills to look through this hole and look through this hole, line everything up and shoot with a release. It's like with a crossbow.
And you know, the compound bow, you know how it was invented?
No. Tell us history.
I'm
Uncle
out
Peter.
of business because I'm for a long time I don't talked about it. I think this guy was Allen with Allen, and he used to hunt white-tailed deer with his recurve bow. And the deer always jumped the string, as they call it. When he released, ching, the deer ducked or jumped, and so he don't hit the. So he wanted to invent a faster bow. He liked to minimize the chance for the deer to duck or do something like that, and that's how they invented the compound bow. It was strictly for hunting. It was no other idea. Because a very untrained person, when he's over the draw, over the peak draw, can draw a very heavy bow over it and had a sight, and so it was very simple to to hit something with a compound bow.
Yes.
And because in the United States, the people have a different view on hunting. They really hunt for meat. They love to hunt, and the hunting license is not expensive for the residents of a state. So it's really because of the meat. And then they invented a special archery season. So I don't know if you know it, 1 month before the rifle hunters can go out hunting, are allowed to go hunting, there's archery season.
Okay.
So there are only bow hunters in the woods.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And 1 month after, the rifle hunters can start. So a lot of rifle hunters bought this new compound bow. So I hunt 1 month longer.
Hunt more, exactly.
It's easy to practice with it. I know how a sight works from my rifle. And that was the thing with the compound bow.
For hunting, it makes sense. I mean, I see this. For hunting with compound bow, it's the most ethical way with bow and arrow, I think, still. But of course, if you need always your toolbox with you, something happens. And
it's like with a gun, with a rifle. Sorry, it's ethics. So if you can hit something at 40 yards or 60 yards with a compound bow, that's great. But you can only hit it with 25 or 30 yards with traditional equipment. So you have to be ethical. So, but most deer is hunted on very short range, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, and the big challenge in hunting, I guess, is still sneaking up on the animal or sitting in a tree and waiting until it really comes close enough that you.
Most hunting, bow hunting is done from tree stands, of course. Where where a deer trail is, they put on these tree stands and shoot down. Stalking is another chapter.
But I think you need to practice a lot shooting from a tree stand, because shooting not on a flat level surface, shooting down or uphill is completely different. And I think you really need to practice it properly, otherwise.
And that's why they also invented these 3D targets. The first 3D target was a white-tailed deer. So they can practice from the tree stand exactly where,
Makes sense. Yeah. And I have so many, they always ask me which horsebow they should get for hunting. And I said, why would you? It takes so much more practice to shoot accurately and precisely with a horsebow. especially when you're not, when you come from 3-finger draw or something, or even if you want to shoot a horsebow with 3 fingers, why not getting a good recurve or a compound bow when you want to go hunting? So why does it have to be a horsebow? I don't understand it.
If the hunter is able with this equipment to hit at 30 yards the paper plate every time, every shot, okay, so he can use also a horsebow. But
why do you make your life harder? You should make your life easier, I think, when you go hunting. Because I think if I go hunting, I depend on the meat. So it's not that I shoot for fun, because then I want to eat, then I want to make sure that I have it as easy as possible, because the circumstances are always changing and it's always tough. So at least I want to get rid of all things that could influence me negatively. So I take the best equipment for it I could possibly have. And that would be for me a compound bow or a crossbow. With this, I would go hunting. Like this guy did in this book, this nice book that's written by this Austrian guy, the bloody horn dog, This is Archer. He wrote this nice book, and the hunter was using one of these crossbows. It was interesting.
Yes, it was the way to make a kind of trick on the reader, because it really wasn't a crossbow. It was an air bow, with this.
Yeah, of course. They're even better, but they are.
Yeah. I was bow hunting many times, and I only used the hardtail style bow, not because of romantic, but
you're used to it. You're used to this equipment. You shoot it all the time. So for you, it would be not good to switch to a compound bow, which you don't know how it works, and you go hunting with it.
And I know I can hit everything at 20 yards. And if it's 30, I wouldn't shoot, but at 25 maybe.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But you're right. It's a kind of, a freaky stuff, because of course you could take a compound bow.
No, but when you're used to one equipment, when one tool works for you, as you said, it's a tool. And when it works for you, when you know how to use it, then it's fine. I mean, I would most probably take a normal recurve bow with a shelf and shoot Mediterranean if I would go hunting. I would, I think, not do thumb release and a Manchurian bow for hunting. I don't know. So, always depends application.
Of course. And it's more manly, if you use a long bow or a recurve bow.
I don't know. I don't have this.
It's not so sissy.
Okay. I think I need to bring you one some Manju bow, then you draw 36 inches, and then you tell me you want to stand like this anymore ever again.
We don't hold the bow. We don't hold the draw. As soon as I reach my anchor point, I release. Sometimes even before I reach it. So you don't have to stand straight or hold or something like that. That's what I loved. It's fluid style.
Okay.
And also with the back quiver, you put the arrow out, and it is a movement toward the targets. And if you have a sight, you have to put it out and so and like that.
You have more moves.
But so this is one movement, like Legolas.
No, it's no, of course not. It works because you have your hand already there, so it makes sense when the arrow is there.
Yeah.
You have after the release, your hand is there. You have the arrow. Grab the next one, load, boom, shoot.
Yes, if the back quiver fits you nice, and so you have just to make this. Yes. Yeah.
Makes sense.
For the new Bowman book, you will see the second one will even be better. I tried something, and of course you're a knife thrower, you know it. I get there one scene in when the bow is broken, so the bowman had no bow but his quiver full of hunting arrows, and the bad guys with the guns say, "Raise your hands," and they never had the idea that he could pull out an arrow by the nock and throw it
exactly
like a knife. Of course,
of course.
You wouldn't be able to throw it inside, but on the neck, I think, or in the face.
No, in the face. When you throw in the eye or something, when you throw it directly in the face, they will freak out.
It's like that shuriken. You win a second to make another thing.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. You distract. You distract your
Yeah,
enemy and then
yeah.
you attack or
And
what?
and so this Bowman had to smile when they say raise your hands,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
got
Bring my hand close to
exactly
my
his
arrow.
hand to his quiver, and
Nice. Yeah. But didn't you get
and
a
of
quiver?
course,
But didn't
sorry.
get the bowman a quiver from this monk with throwing knives in it
Yes,
in
yes,
the first
yes,
book?
yes. And in the second book, he will use it.
Okay, good, very good. I'm looking forward. When is it done? When will it come out?
I have to write about 10 pages more.
Okay, so almost
Then
done.
somebody has to correct it, and
Of
I
course.
have to overdo it. But I think
Mhm.
about in 1 month it will be ready.
Very good. Nice.
Yeah, yes. I'm quite happy because now I needed this first book to get the person to
Hmm.
life,
Yeah,
the feature, the
of
character
course.
of this
Yeah.
Bowman. And now he's what he should be.
Hmm. Nice. Looking forward. But it's a trilogy, so
Yeah.
the third part is coming directly afterwards then.
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
have about 50 pages from the third.
Okay.
I wrote before because I had an idea what I
Okay.
like to do.
I understand.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you write
And
on your laptop or you on your computer?
on the laptop.
On the laptop.
Yeah.
How many
It,
hours do you write every day, kind of average?
not a lot, not a lot. If you know how a story works,
Mm,
or how drama works, how
mm,
to write, it's more about the ideas.
mm-hmm,
It's not okay. You can write something. You can write what happens in the story,
mm-hmm,
but you always have to be like a showman or
mm-hmm.
like a magician. You say you have to surprise the reader.
Yeah.
So you track him on a wrong trail, and you say,
Mm-hmm,
"Oh, it's like that," and then you switch it.
mm-hmm,
And in the first book, I don't was good enough to do that more
mm-hmm.
often. There are
Yeah.
some tricks inside, but not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second book, I knew more about it. I know
Nice.
more. So it's not about what will happen in the story, but how will this happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you choose the setting. You say,
Mm-hmm,
okay, this could be in the kitchen, this could be in the garden, this could be in the car, this could
mm-hmm,
be in a restaurant. What's the
mm-hmm,
best place for
mm-hmm.
this scene,
Okay.
for this
Mm-hmm,
chapter or
mm-hmm,
something like that? And then, yes,
mm-hmm,
and you choose like a movie maker. You choose the stage,
mm-hmm,
and you know what should turn out in this
mm-hmm.
chapter or
Yeah, yeah.
so. Okay, and how I get there with a lot of surprise and tricks.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So yes,
Mm.
it's but I only found out in 2015 how to do it. I wrote from my youth, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to make a good story. I could write a good story, but
Mm.
not. I could write the story, but not a good
A good
story.
story. Yeah, yeah.
That's like archery. You have to learn and practice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then you had this idea. How did this idea for these books come to you?
I always wanted to. At first, I I'm I think you can only write about things you know. You
Mm-hmm.
really know very well. You know better
Yes.
than another person.
If you want to make it
So
authentic, yes, of course. Because you
yes,
mean many write about whatever, as you said, Legolas or whatever they
so
fantasy,
that's
they
it.
have an idea, but it's most
Yeah,
probably not working. So, or
yeah,
the
yeah,
Green
yeah,
Archer or whatever, this is more
yeah,
fantasy, not really
yeah.
practical or not really working, but you get this authentic because you know what you're talking about.
And I also want to write only about places where I've really been in my life, so I
Okay.
know how it smells there and how it
Mm-hmm.
is there.
Mm-hmm.
Today it's a little easier for a writer because you have Google Earth, and so if you don't
Exactly.
know anything, you can say,
Yeah.
okay, there's that and that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great help. Uh,
But
and
still, I think your personal experience is always better than having something
yeah,
what you
yeah,
read about
and
you limiting.
I'm not the kind of spiritual guy,
Mm,
but I think the reader feels if the
mm-hmm.
guy
Yeah.
is writing about something he knows about, he
Mm-hmm.
really knows about.
Of course. Yeah.
And everything you have seen in the first book is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like James Bond, it's a little
Mm-hmm.
overdone, but it's
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
And the big problem was I knew it only makes sense if you write a serial of books. If you
Okay.
write one book,
Mm.
you can't get the fan base or
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so I thought I have to write a serial to get
Mm-hmm.
successful with writing. And the big problem was how to put an archer character into a thriller story or a
Mm-hmm.
crime story, because
Especially in the times now with guns
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. So
yeah,
yeah, of
yeah,
course. I mean,
yeah,
500
without,
years ago would have
yeah,
been easier. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And the most sold books are love stories,
Yeah.
crime, and thrillers.
Thrillers. Yeah.
And so you have to get in kind of these genres.
Mm.
And yes, you can write a criminal story where one person gets shot with an arrow and the inspector takes the archer as an expert and how was this and so on. But it's
Mm.
one story. You can't
Yeah.
have every week a murder with an arrow or something
Mm.
like that.
Yeah.
And then I came to this idea with this poaching,
Mm-hmm.
and in fact it's a real theme. Every
Exactly.
week you read in the newspaper about poached
Mm-hmm.
animals, about rhinoceros and
Mm-hmm.
elephants and tigers and
Yeah.
so. And I also wanted to expose the background, the
Mm-hmm.
superstition and the traditional Chinese medicine,
Mm.
which is
Yeah.
the
The front
source
of
of
it.
this
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then I thought, okay, that's great
Mm-hmm.
with poachers, and the poachers are like a mafia,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's always something to fight.
Exactly. Yeah. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
but after the second book, I think you should think about TV show or a TV series or something, that you film it. Huh?
Netflix, yes,
No, Netflix. Yeah.
could be a great thing. Yes,
It would be a nice story.
I
Eh? I mean,
yeah
imagine
yeah
a series, because even the book one can be already one complete series of 10
yeah
episodes or something. So it's fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, and if you think the settings, some stuff in Africa, some stuff in
exactly.
the Alps,
Yeah,
in the Alpine
nice.
regions, and so
Yeah.
yeah,
In Hamburg, then when
and
the other one with his yacht driving around. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Nice.
And I also wanted to show because in the mainstream everyone's saying, oh, violence is bad and so on.
Mm,
But if you think about on the front line in Kenya or in Southern Africa
mm,
or in Zimbabwe or somewhere else, there's war against the poachers and
mhm.
the game wardens and
Yeah.
this how them these park rangers.
Yep.
They shoot,
Mm,
and I wanted to show that to the reader, to
mm,
what a bloody war is going on,
yeah.
and so the old sayer, to stop a bad guy with a gun, you need a good guy with a gun or a
Yeah,
bow.
exactly. And with a better gun. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah. Money, money, money. Always the same.
Yeah. And the guy poaching the rhino is the poor guy, of course.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
not bad. He has
Mm,
nothing. He's.
yeah.
I understand
Mm-hmm.
every every part of this game,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's an interesting
but you
read, so
have to
everybody
fight.
should read it, yes. Mm.
Oh,
That's really
thank
good.
you.
It's entertaining. I'm not such a book reader, told you already, but this book I thought, okay, I read it because I'm interesting, because through a book you learn about the writer, how you write and how you write things, and then you learn a little about the man behind the
Yeah.
book. It was an interesting for me because we never met, so I thought, okay, I read the book, then I know a little more how you tick.
But you should not be confused between the right and the main character.
No,
Of
no,
course, I put inside some things I
mm,
know
of course
because I
you
can
have to.
put in something in I don't know.
Mm, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So so
Mm-hmm.
we drifted away
Yeah, this happens all the time with us, but I think
from
it's still
thumb
interesting.
to
From,
literature.
and I prepared all my thumbprints. Look.
Want to? I will practice.
Look, thumbprints.
Oh,
This is a Korean one, but I consider this not a thumb ring anymore. It's already a release aid. that you put the string behind and then you hold it and then it's already a release aid. But it's a military thumb ring from Korea. But it's not a thumb ring for me anymore. So and then you have shallow hook thumb rings and deep hook thumb rings, and there's a lot of going on. You have cylindrical ones like the Manchurian shot. It's just it's really a topic. It's never-ending story, and I know
it's kind of art.
And I still don't like them. I still prefer to shoot without everything because I
Really?
like to build up. Right now, my colors is so hard that I can't do it. So I need to at least put a leather hoodie around it because I had it once in a review. It was so hard, and then it came out, and I started bleeding, and I couldn't shoot anymore. So I need to be careful.
I thought about it because you said if I would do it, I would use some kind of leather.
Yeah.
Not this hard.
For the poundages I shoot, it's fine. I mean, if you shoot 60, 70 pounds, then you need a very thick leather that it protects you, or you get a proper thumb ring. But the thing is, they need to fit well, and the thing is, your thumb is not always the same size. So one day, like this one, when I got it, my thumb was thinner and was fitting, but now I can't put it on because now I have my winter thumb, let's say, and now all of my good thumb rings I have. This is the King Ruiz, one of the heaviest one. It's out of brass. It's a massive one. This one still fits, but all my ones I usually would use, like this one, it's a very new one, a very small one. Doesn't fit right now, so I can't put them on. That's why you always need 2-3 thumb rings for every season.
It's with the 3 fingers, it's the same, not the same, but I also like the hardest glove with real inserts inside. They shouldn't just bend a little. They should just bend a little because you have a better release. This slips out if the leather is very hard and stiff. That's good.
I understand.
But not for a beginner. For a beginner, a soft glove is better because he feels the string and feel what's going on. But if you're an experienced archer, the harder one is better.
I always let every beginner shoot without anything. No glove, no arm guard, nothing, because I like them to feel the string. I had 2 years ago, I gave in Germany a thumb release workshop. And I had, I think, 8 people, and one of them was an archery instructor. And I said, listen, in the beginning, we don't put anything, no bandage, nothing around it. And you shoot 10 minutes, and if it hurts, let me know. Then we put some wrap around, but I want you to feel the string, that you know what's going on. After 10 minutes, this instructor came to me, had a bloody blister like this. I said, so either you stop now, or you shoot left hand. And he was, oh, I never shot left hand, I can't do it. And he shot then left hand better than he ever shot right hand. Because he shot 2 days left hand, and he was really good left hand, and it's no problem. So that's why right hand, left hand.
But what had he done to get this big blister?
He has such, I don't know, his skin was so fragile. I don't know. He shot a few arrows and he directly had a bloody blister there.
A soya eater.
He has a soft skin. And I mean, I had to build it up to, I mean, I shoot now since a few years, and mostly without protection. Of course, I have here this really rough part.
Looks like a little hoof.
Yeah, exactly. There's almost another thumb growing out already. So that's why. And then it's fine for me, because I always think it's still, if times get rough and you need to shoot, and you are not prepared and you don't have your ring, you still need to be capable to shoot. So if I only shoot with a thumb ring, my skin here is soft. And then I only can shoot with a thumb ring. Now something happens and I don't have time to put a ring on, but I have a bow and an arrow and I need to train myself or whatever. Archery. I still need to work, and that's why I like to practice always with bare fingers first. But that's
true.
And arm guard, I think when you shoot properly, traditionally, you don't need one. Only when you have a longbow with a very short brace height, because
you need it exactly here.
Exactly.
In this area, because it hits behind the watch.
Directly behind the wrist here, it will hit you. Because of the brace height, very short.
The string comes through forward. That's the case.
Other than that, if you have a brace height of 7 or whatever more inches, you'd never need an arm guard. When you get a bruise, you did something wrong. As simple as that.
Yes, and you will notice if you get it.
Yeah, of course you feel it. Yeah. I had once in Sylt, there came a blonde girl, a cute one, and the owner said, listen, you take care of her. And then I put her on the side and I showed her how to shoot. And I said, listen, but I need to take care now of the others. And then after half an hour, she came completely everything black and dark. But she wants to continue shooting. I said, okay, then you shoot left. And I showed the left and said, but make sure your elbow is out. Yes, yes, bam, bam, bam. Half an hour later, here too. I said, so now stop shooting. Go home, leave me alone. Yeah.
Now you can't go away from a client till he had realized how it works.
You know, in Sylt, the range was like this. So there was only he, and it's a shooting line with 30 people and kids and whatever. So you had to.
I know with this thumb shooting, so it's different. But I always say it very simple to my clients. When you put your head back, the string comes from here and hits you.
Yeah.
When you let your head sink forward, the string comes from here and everything is. Yeah. You're not able to hit anything here.
As long as they leave the shoulder down. Some people simply roll the shoulder in and tuck the chin behind the shoulder. And this is, I don't know, a habit I see often of Olympic archers. They stand like this and they roll the shoulder up. I said, listen, but you get it out of control. You need to hold everything with your muscles. It's not locked there. And then I try to get it back and then some get it.
We have here one kind of, I don't know, European master with recurve bow and so, and and he teaches the folks, I don't know, his apostles to, what you say, to lock the shoulder and get behind. I don't know. They're so crazy. You have to have your shoulder here down, not like, I can't understand.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
And there's nothing new to invent in archery.
Nothing. This is what I always tell people. You don't have to invent something. Simply follow these simple instructions because archery is whatever, 50, 60, 100,000 years old. I don't know how old it is, but it's proven. They did it since ages. You don't need to invent something. But last time I saw a post, we have here these reenactment groups. I didn't want to write anything there because they are my friends. But they have now a new archery instructor. He's an Hungarian guy and he shoots 3 fingers under. But they do medieval reenactment. And then he stands in his medieval dress and draws up to his eye 3 fingers under. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think in medieval times they didn't have this shooting style, 3 fingers under and aiming over there. But I'm not sure. So I'm not a historian, but I think they didn't do that.
It's very simple. Maybe there were some fools who did it back then, but you have no control of the arrow. You even wouldn't detect if the arrow falls off.
Exactly.
With 3 under, the arrow falls off. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And when you hunt or stalk or something, you have to have this finger up here, so you feel the arrow. You can
to control the arrow. Yeah. That's what I think. Alone from logic, I think they didn't do it because it makes no sense. But then this is what they show then on their shows, and then people think this is the medieval style of shooting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I also have seen old drawings or pictures. They're shooting with 2 fingers, but you can only do it with light bows. I think.
Of course. Yeah, or you train from beginning and then you can do it with 2. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, as long as it works and you can reproduce always the same, that you always hit and whatever, maybe it's fine, but I don't know. Yes. It always depends on application, if it's useful or not. And that's why I think thumb release has its benefits compared to 3 finger. And one day when I'm in Austria, we will do a shootout. You have 30 arrows in your back quiver. I don't even have a proper side quiver because I usually don't use.
I give you one.
Thank you. A side quiver, 30 arrows, and then we see who is whatever.
Now, the first problem is you couldn't put 30 arrows in a side quiver. Most side quivers will hold 30 arrows, I
We
think.
create one with 30.
Okay.
I can put 10 in my belt, 10 in my hand, and 10 in the side quiver.
Or I give you a beautiful blonde assistant who is reaching the arrows over to you.
You know, she needs to be very fast, you know.
Yes, not beautiful, but fast.
I need my arrows, you know. Next one, you know.
No. This is my trick. The most beautiful I can find, I will give to you for
psychological warfare.
Because you always would
look. She's so cute. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We already have to start like this. Yeah. Okay, I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
fine.
We talk a lot, I see.
Yes, it's another hour, huh? Yes, all right. Good.
So what can we say? We can say subscribe to our channel.
Yes, of course. That's for
channels.
Channels and share this video that your friends see it too. The more it's
like the video.
Of course. And comment.
Push the bell button.
Push the bell, make it ring. Yeah, exactly.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Yeah, and have fun. Enjoy your life. Shoot straight.
Yeah. Just a moment. What is the subject for the next week? You have any idea?
I would like to talk about, because you said you build your own arrows, and I'm not so into arrow building. I mean, I build some arrows, but that I think would be overall an interesting topic, where you first of all start with the materials and why, and then about fletchings, because mostly it's used 3 fletchings. I think in some circumstances it would be better to have 4. I even have 2 fletched arrows. They fly quite nice. So I think it's a whole topic. Then we only talk about arrows, and we end up anyway. So I don't know where we end up again.
Okay. So
I know you now with you as a straight talk is not possible, because it's everything is interesting. So that's why it's always.
That's archery. Everything is interesting.
Exactly.
That's archery.
But at least the topic will be arrows, right?
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. I will study
No.
I will study how the important things on arrows.
I mean, when you build them, what you take care of.
Of course.
What is important. I'm just joking. Kidding. I didn't see that one.
Okay.
Okay.
So see you next week. Shoot straight.
Have a good time. Shoot straight and shoot a few more arrows than last week. Only 3 arrows.
Yes. Now I will start with the thumb ring and some.
Yeah. Oh no! Shoot your 3 fingers. When I come to Vienna, I show you thumb ring. No worries.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you to the viewers. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.
Thank you for watching and for your comments.
Yes.
Goodbye.